Have you ever caught yourself wondering, why is he acting hot one day and distant the next? Or maybe he remembers tiny details about you, but still won't open up emotionally. You're not imagining things. There's a method to the madness, and it's way more psychological than you think. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the mind games men play when they're secretly head over heels for you. But here's the twist. It's not manipulation. It's not immaturity. It's psychology. When a man is truly into a woman, he doesn't always express it the way we expect. Instead of confessing his feelings outright, he subconsciously tests the waters, plays it cool, or even pulls back just to see how you react. It sounds crazy, but it's often a sign he's emotionally overwhelmed and trying to protect his pride while still staying connected. Here's the truth. Men fall in love differently. They don't always lead with emotion. They lead with action, observation, and a ton of internal conflict. What looks like a game is actually a complex mix of curiosity, caution, and chemistry. In this video, we're breaking down 6 powerful psychological tricks men use, often without realizing it, when they're genuinely crazy about you. These are not your basic hit-X first signs. We're talking about behaviors rooted in real emotional wiring. So if you're tired of guessing, overthinking, and second-guessing everything he does, this is the clarity you've been looking for. Let's get into the truth behind male psychology and how it shows up when he's completely hooked. You've probably heard of mirroring in the context of body language, but what if I told you that when a man is truly crazy about you, he mirrors far more than just your gestures? This first trick is called the mirror effect, and it goes deeper than most people realize. When a man is emotionally drawn to you, his subconscious starts syncing up with yours. Without even noticing, he begins to adopt your tone of voice, your slang, your energy, even your texting style. It's not an act. It's not a strategy. It's a deep-rooted psychological phenomenon tied to emotional bonding and the human need for connection. Mirroring is a primitive social tool. We use it to show empathy, to build trust, and to signal, I'm like you. You can feel safe with me. And when a man is falling hard, he starts doing it almost automatically. For example, if you're animated and expressive, he may start using more emojis or become more playful in how he talks. If you're calm and introspective, he might lower his voice, slow down his pace, and try to meet you at your emotional level. But it doesn't stop at communication. Watch how he reacts in a group setting. If you cross your arms, does he? If you lean in during conversation, does he follow? These little cues are his nervous system syncing with yours. And yes, it happens more often when feelings are intense. Now, here's what makes this really powerful. Men don't mirror just anyone. They only unconsciously reflect those they feel emotionally safe with or deeply intrigued by. So if he's copying your quirks, your catchphrases, or even your music choices, it's not random. It's a signal he's emotionally invested. He's aligning himself with you on a mental and emotional level, because in his mind, he's already with you. There's also a hidden layer most people miss: emotional mirroring. When you're sad, does he suddenly act more serious, even if he doesn't know why? When you're excited, does his energy pick up, even if it's about something he doesn't fully understand? That's his emotional state syncing with yours, a deep sign of empathy and emotional resonance. And guess what? That's something men don't fake. In fact, most don't even realize they're doing it. But don't confuse mirroring with manipulation. This isn't him trying to win you over by pretending to be someone he's not. True mirroring doesn't require effort. It just happens when someone's emotionally attuned to you. It's instinctive and incredibly intimate. If you notice this behavior, pay close attention to the consistency. Anyone can mirror for a moment, but a man who's genuinely interested will show a pattern. Over time, you'll feel like you're speaking the same emotional language, finishing each other's sentences, laughing at the same moments, or even craving the same things without saying it out loud. And here's the part no one tells you. Mirroring is often the first sign of falling in love. Before he even understands his own emotions, his brain and body start adjusting to fit with yours. It's like his heart already knows he's drawn to you. He's just waiting for the rest of him to catch up. So next time you're wondering if he's into you, don't just listen to what he says. Watch how he reflects you. If he's starting to feel like a more familiar version of yourself, it might not be your imagination. It might be the mirror effect. revealing how deeply he's already connected to you. And trust me, once you learn to spot this, you'll never unsee it. One of the most misunderstood behaviors in men who are secretly falling for someone is what I call selective vulnerability. It's not that he suddenly opens up about everything in his life or pours out his emotions like in a romantic movie. No, it's much more subtle and far more telling. When a man is crazy about you, he doesn't just hand over his heart. Instead, he offers small pieces of it, carefully, strategically, and only when he feels it's emotionally safe. He'll reveal certain details about his past, maybe something personal that not many people know, or share a fear he normally keeps tucked away. This isn't oversharing, it's intentional. These selective moments are test balloons to see how you'll respond. And if you pass that emotional test, he starts letting you into his inner world, one piece at a time. What makes this so powerful is that men are often conditioned to hide their emotional depth. Society teaches them to be strong, to stay in control, to only show confidence and certainty. So when a man shares a vulnerable part of himself with you, it's not weakness. It's actually one of the strongest indicators that he trusts you, respects you, and wants something deeper than surface level connection. You might notice this in small ways. He'll casually mention how he struggled with self-doubt during a past job, or how a family issue affected him more than he let on. He might even talk about something that made him feel insecure or powerless. These are the goldmine moments because he's not saying them for sympathy. He's saying them to gauge emotional safety. He's watching how you react. Do you dismiss it? Do you go quiet? Or do you lean in, listen, and make him feel seen? Selective vulnerability also shows up in how he allows his guard to drop, only around you. Maybe he's the confident guy in the room, always cracking jokes, always in control, until he's alone with you. That's when you see the quieter version of him, the one who talks about his dreams, his fears, his what ifs. And here's the catch. He may not even talk about love directly, but the fact that he trusts you with his unfiltered self is his way of showing love. This trick isn't something men plan. It's not a manipulation tactic. It's instinctual. When he starts falling for you, his brain naturally searches for ways to form a deeper emotional connection. So instead of confessing his feelings outright, he'll open a small emotional door and see if you walk through it. If you do, he opens another one. If you don't, he shuts it just as quickly, and you may never get that access again. It's also important to understand that selective vulnerability is rare. Men don't do this with just anyone. You'll often hear guys say, "I've never told anyone that before," or "I don't usually talk about this." When you hear that, pay attention. That's not small talk. That's a heart-level shift happening in real time. That's him signaling that you're not just another person in his life. You're the person he's beginning to trust on a whole new level. So if you notice him confiding in you, especially about things that make him feel exposed or uncertain, know that this isn't accidental. It's emotional intimacy forming. It's his version of letting you in without having to say, "I'm falling for you." Because in his mind, actions speak louder than words, and letting you see the parts of him he hides from the world, that's one of the loudest declarations of all. Have you ever mentioned something in passing, maybe a random detail, about your childhood, your favorite coffee order, or a book you love, and then days or even weeks later, he brings it up like it just happened? That's not coincidence, that's strategic attention. One of the clearest psychological signs a man is deeply into you. When a man is crazy about you, his brain becomes selectively tuned into you. He starts collecting little pieces of who you are. Not just the obvious things, but the small, often overlooked details. The way you like your fries extra crispy, the nickname your family calls you, the way your mood shifts when you're overwhelmed. It's not that he has a photographic memory, it's that you matter. And so everything about you starts to take up space in his mind. And here's the key difference. He doesn't just remember things to be polite or impressive. He stores these things because he's emotionally invested. This kind of attention is strategic because he uses it to connect with you more deeply. He might reference something personal when you least expect it, not to get points, but because he knows it makes you feel seen. He wants you to know he's paying attention, not just hearing you, but really listening. This can show up in surprising ways. Maybe you once said you love sunflowers, and a few weeks later, he sends you a sunflower emoji during a random conversation. Or maybe you said you always feel anxious on Sundays, and now he checks in every Sunday just to see how you're doing, These are not grand gestures. They're small intentional moves that prove he's tuned into you emotionally. And here's what makes it so meaningful. Most people don't notice the small stuff. Most people forget the details. But when a man is drawn to you on a deeper level, your voice becomes louder in his world. He starts filtering his experiences through your lens. If he walks past your favorite restaurant, he thinks of you. If he hears your favorite song, he smiles. And without even trying, you become part of his internal world. Strategic attention is also how he builds trust. By remembering and acting on small things you've shared, he's showing you that your words have weight, that what you say sticks with him. It creates emotional safety because you begin to realize this person gets me. He's not distracted. He's not just looking for surface level connection. He's actually showing up with full presence. It's also his way of standing out. In a world full of distractions, where most people only half listen and then forget 5 minutes later, this kind of attentiveness is rare and powerful. When a man genuinely cares, he wants to stand out to you. He wants you to notice that he's not like the others, that he's paying attention to the real you, not just the version of you that's easy to see. What's even more interesting is that this attention often comes with timing. He might not mention something right away. Instead, he stores it, then uses it in a moment when it matters most. Maybe during a rough day, he reminds you of something you once said that made you feel strong. Or when you're doubting yourself, he brings up a time you succeeded and probably forgot. That's strategy. That's emotional intelligence. That's intentional love in motion. So if you ever feel like he remembers more about you than even your closest friends do, take it as a sign. A man who's casually interested might compliment your looks, but a man who's emotionally invested, he'll remember your stories, your scars, your strengths, and reflect them back to you in ways that make you feel truly known. That's the power of strategic attention. And it's not just a trick, it's a window into how deeply you've already affected him. You can learn more about what a man feels for you by watching what he does, not what he says. Words can be filtered, but body language, that's raw, honest, and often completely subconscious. When a man is crazy about you, his body starts giving him away in ways he can't even control. The first thing to watch is his orientation. When you're in the room, he'll almost always be facing you, even if he's talking to someone else. His feet might point towards you. His chest might lean your way. This happens because the body naturally turns toward what it desires or feels connected to. It's not intentional, it's instinct. And if you're the person he's drawn to, he won't even notice he's doing it. Another huge cue is proximity. Men who are emotionally indifferent tend to keep a polite or safe distance. But when a man is into you, his body closes that gap, slowly, casually, but definitely. He'll stand a little closer than necessary, lean in when you speak, or find reasons to sit beside you. He might not touch you right away, but his comfort in your physical space is a major giveaway. That subtle invasion of space, that's attraction without words. You'll also notice shifts in his physical behavior when he's around you. He might fix his posture, straighten his clothes, or run a hand through his hair. Micro adjustments that reflect nervous energy. These are unconscious grooming behaviors, and they usually happen when someone wants to appear more attractive to the person they're interested in. It's like his body is trying to impress you before he even realizes it. Now let's talk about eye contact. This one is huge. When a man is seriously into you, his eyes will seek yours often, and not just in moments of silence or stillness. You'll catch him glancing at you when you're not looking, holding your gaze a little longer during conversations, or even looking at your mouth while you speak. This type of eye behavior signals desire, curiosity, and a craving for connection. And if he smiles or softens when your eyes meet, that's not casual. It's emotional vulnerability on full display. But body language isn't always bold. Sometimes the most telling signs are the subtle ones, like when he unconsciously mirrors your movements, sipping his drink after you do, crossing his legs the same way, or shifting in his seat to match your energy. It's not mimicry, it's biological alignment. His nervous system is syncing up with yours, and he likely doesn't even realize it. Pay attention to his hands too. Are they relaxed around you or fidgety? A man who's emotionally activated might play with his rings, tap his fingers, or rub the back of his neck. These are signs of internal tension, not discomfort, but anticipation. They reveal that being near you affects him on a physiological level. But perhaps the most honest cue of all, his smile. Not the polite smile, not the I'm being nice smile, but that soft, involuntary one that appears when he watches you laugh or when you walk into the room. It might flash for a second before he catches himself, but if you see it, just know that's real. That's the moment his heart shows up before his brain can stop it. So the next time you're with him, don't just listen, observe. His body will say things he's not ready to say out loud. And if you know what to look for, you'll start seeing all the unspoken signs of just how deeply he feels for you. His words might hold back, but his body, it speaks the truth every time. One of the most overlooked yet powerful signs that a man is truly falling for you is when he starts testing the waters, not to play games, but to assess one crucial thing: emotional safety. This isn't about testing your loyalty or pushing your buttons. It's much more subconscious than that. When a man is emotionally drawn to you, he wants to know, can I be myself with her? Can I trust her with the parts of me I usually protect? At first glance, these tests can look confusing. He might joke about something slightly personal to see how you react. He may drop a comment that feels more vulnerable than usual, just a little, and carefully study your response. Or he might share an unpopular opinion or reveal a small insecurity, not to shock you, but to see, will you accept this side of me too? This is where a lot of women get confused. Because when he starts acting a little different, maybe more withdrawn, quiet, or even a bit edgy, it's easy to think he's losing interest. But more often than not, what's really happening is that he's doing a subtle test. How safe am I to you when I'm not performing, when I'm not charming, when I'm just real? Emotional safety is everything to a man who's serious about you. Remember, vulnerability is risky for him. It goes against everything he's been taught about being strong, independent, and in control. So when he opens up, even in tiny ways, and shows you parts of his emotional depth, he's not doing it lightly. He's watching. He's feeling you out. He's testing, not to manipulate, but to protect his heart. Sometimes he might bring up a sensitive topic just to see if you'll hold space for it without judgment. Other times he'll hint at past pain, not for pity, but to see if you'll look at him differently. This kind of testing is subtle. You won't always recognize it in the moment, but trust me, if a man is emotionally connected, he's looking for signs that you're a safe place to land. One of the most telling signs: he starts showing you emotions he normally hides, maybe frustration, sadness, or confusion. Feelings he doesn't usually share with friends or co-workers. If he feels safe enough to let those slip in front of you, you're seeing the rawest part of him. And if you meet that moment with compassion, rather than critique, you earn something far more valuable than his interest. You earn his trust. This kind of emotional testing also appears in how he reacts to your boundaries. He might lightly push, not to disrespect you, but to see if you'll stand your ground. Why? Because a man who's serious about building something real wants to know, can I trust her strength? Will she protect herself? And by extension, protect what we're building. It sounds counterintuitive, but testing your boundaries is often a backhanded way of checking your emotional integrity. This isn't about passing or failing. It's about creating emotional resonance. When you meet his small tests with authenticity, patience, and warmth, he feels something click inside. That click is what tells him, yes, this is someone I can be real with. This is someone I can let in. So if you ever notice him opening up, pulling back slightly, then showing another layer of himself, it's not mixed signals. It's a sign that he's trying to feel safe with you. And when a man finds emotional safety in a woman, that's when he begins to fall in love for real. Because in the end, love isn't just about attraction, it's about trust. And trust always starts with safety. When a man is truly crazy about you, there's one thing that speaks louder than grand gestures or romantic words, and that's consistency over time. You see, it's easy to show up strong in the beginning. Almost anyone can be charming for a week or two, maybe even a month. But what reveals a man's real intentions, what exposes how deeply he feels about you, is whether his effort lasts when the honeymoon phase starts to fade. Consistency is a silent love language. It's how a man proves that his feelings for you aren't just a burst of emotion. They're rooted in something deeper. He doesn't just check in when it's convenient. He doesn't just show up when he's bored. He shows up because he wants to build something real. His words align with his actions. And more importantly, his actions are steady, not sporadic. You'll notice it in the little things. He keeps the promises he makes, even the small ones. If he says he'll call, he calls. If he says he's going to be there, he's there. You don't have to chase him, remind him, or decode his intentions, because he makes them clear with consistency. That's how a man who's emotionally invested behaves. He wants you to feel secure, not confused. He wants to be someone you can rely on, not just someone who excites you temporarily. Here's what's interesting. Consistency isn't always loud or flashy. Sometimes it looks like a morning text, just to say hi. Other times it's remembering to ask about that stressful meeting you had. It's him showing up during your bad days, not just your good ones. It's the comfort of knowing he's there, even when life gets messy, schedules get tight, or things aren't perfect. That's when his real feelings show up. Not in the high moments, but in the quiet, in-between ones. Consistency also means emotional availability. He's not hot and cold. He doesn't pull away one day and come back the next like nothing happened. If something's bothering him, he talks about it. If something's bothering you, he notices. That emotional steadiness builds trust. And trust is the foundation of real connection. Because no matter how intense the chemistry, if the energy isn't steady, you'll always feel like you're trying to guess how he feels. But when a man is truly into you, you won't have to guess. He'll show you. Again and again and again. What makes consistency so powerful is that it creates safety. And when a woman feels emotionally safe, she opens up. She lets down her guard. That's exactly what a man in love wants. Not just your attention, but your authenticity. That's why the ones who are serious don't want to wow you once. They want to show up for you over and over again, until you believe they're real. And let's be honest, anyone can love you on your best day. But a man who stays consistent through your worst, that's the one who's emotionally invested. That's the one who's not just chasing a fantasy, he's building a future. So if you're seeing someone and you're wondering how he really feels, stop looking at how high he flies in the beginning. Watch how steadily he walks with you as time goes on. Because love that's real doesn't burn out fast. It builds slowly, intentionally, consistently. And that's the kind of love worth trusting. So now that we've walked through these 6 powerful psychological tricks men use when they're crazy about someone, here's what I want you to remember. Real connection isn't about decoding complicated behavior. It's about recognizing patterns that reflect genuine emotional investment. When a man is truly into you, his actions won't just touch the surface. They'll echo through his words, his body language, his effort, his emotional availability, and most importantly, his consistency over time. These tricks aren't about manipulation. They're not games. They're subconscious signals, little emotional fingerprints he leaves behind without even realizing it. And once you start noticing them, you'll see the difference between someone who's casually interested and someone who's actually captivated by you. The truth is, when a man starts to fall hard, he reveals it in ways he doesn't even mean to, through attention, vulnerability, presence, and care. And that's what makes these signs so powerful. They come from the heart, not the ego. Now, here's what to do next. First, reflect on your current connection. Does he show you the mirror effect, subtly reflecting your energy, your mood, your habits? Is he vulnerable in moments that catch you off guard? Does he remember things that matter to you, not just what matters to him? Does his body language soften around you, lean into you, reach towards you without realizing it? Has he tested your emotional safety, and how did you respond? And most of all, has he shown consistency, not just in the beginning, but across time? If you're nodding along and recognizing these signs, then you might be experiencing something real. And that's beautiful. But if you're not, if you feel confused, unsure, or constantly second guessing what he wants, don't ignore that either. Because when a man is genuinely into you, you won't feel like you're solving a puzzle. You'll feel seen. You'll feel safe. You'll feel chosen. The next thing I want you to do is this. Raise your own standard for what connection looks like. It's easy to settle for attention that comes and goes, for words without action, or for excitement that fizzles out after a few weeks. But I promise you, there is a different kind of love, the kind that feels steady, intentional, respectful, That kind of love isn't always loud in the beginning, but it shows up over time. And that's where the magic lives. Start observing, not chasing. When you sit back and truly watch how someone shows up, the truth reveals itself faster than any guessing game ever could. Trust your body, your intuition, your nervous system. Do you feel calm around him? Do you feel emotionally safe? Do you feel energized or emotionally drained after spending time with him? The answers to those questions will tell you more than any words ever could. And finally, if this video helped you understand something you hadn't noticed before, or if it gave you clarity about what you deserve in love, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need to hear this. Save it. Rewatch it. Let it be a reminder that the love you're seeking isn't out of reach, but it does require discernment. And now you have the tools to recognize the difference between someone who's interested and someone who's invested. Because the truth is, the right man won't just catch your eye. He'll earn your heart, not through perfection, but through presence, honesty, and effort that stays steady through time. And that is where real love begins.